If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. GMS fam, the green room. Welcome back to the GMS show. It is the weekend. Happy Friday to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. Thank you to my GMS fam out there and those tuning in everywhere that might see this later who's not subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that sub button. And also, you know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. This is that green mind state. We have some topics to go through today, but let me shout y'all out, man. GMS fam, make sure you tap into the live chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. What city are you tuning in from? I want to know. Shout out to y'all, man. Montez Noble, Knockout No, the Toke Champs is in the building. Glittery Bubbles, I see you. Shout out to my GMS fan pulling up. ASAP Avenue P, I see you. Hey, man, I'm not going to waste y'all time today because I need to get this off of my chest. Oh, man. So many different topics to bring up today. So many things to touch on. But first things first, we have to get this out the way. Because I don't want to talk about this motherfucker later on down the road. But, of course, in typical Kardashian fashion, they had to make sure that they promoted their new season of the Kardashians. I thought they were done 2 seasons ago. Oh, this the last season. Oh, this the last hurrah. Oh, yeah, hurry up, get these bitches off TV. But no, they are still going. And to promote the new Kardashian season, they decided to release this clip of Kim saying, well, you know what? Let me not butcher her statement. Let me let y'all in on what she had to say herself.
But you can't control somebody else. You know, he's doing this to himself.
But even just like how he looks so down on me for like my tape and brings it up all over town, all over the media. Like, thanks for reminding people once again. All of his shenanigans, I don't even know what the to call it.
Rhetoric.
Is gonna be far more damaging to the kids one day than my tape will ever be.
That's right.
And I have to sit here and not say anything ever because I know one day my kids will appreciate that And I know that like is the best thing for them. And by the way, I'm the one where shit could be going down and I get in the car and every day the kids want to blast dad's music. And I'm like, he's the best. Yeah, of course. And I put it on and we're singing along and inside I'm like dying because I will be his biggest cheerleader to them forever. And one day when they see for themselves, I'll answer whatever they want me to. But like, it's too much for one.
Are you kidding me? Please, I need people to understand, whoever believes that this is facts or that this is truth or that she's spitting right now, like she got some bars, please understand that she didn't say one thing that was going to cause those kids any damage or destroy them at any point, cause them trauma in their life due to what their dad has done. She called them shenanigans. Shenanigans. Hey Siri. Oh yeah, I turned that shit off because I didn't want my phone listening to me. See, I'm smart. Hey, yeah. Public service announcement. Let's see what shenanigans means. Shenanigans. Secret or dishonest activity or maneuvering. Widespread financial shenanigans had ruined the fortunes of many. Silly or high-spirited behavior, mischief. Funny. When you look up that definition, you got to ask yourself, what is it that Kanye has done to damage his children down the line? Let me put you in on something. Kanye may have been on some antics. He may have been trying to be a dickhead when it came to his wife or ex-wife and them trying to move on and all the things he was doing. Now, mental health issues aside, she's talking about what her kids are going to have to see when they later on down the line. In any of those rants that Kanye had, whether he was trying to demonize Kim for her sex tape or try to talk about some wild shit or even his takes on Jewish people or whatever, anytime his kids came up, he made sure to let you know that those were his priorities and that he wanted the best for them and that he loved his kids and how much he wanted to be around his kids. Kim Kardashian, try again. When they go on this fucking internet and they see those videos of their dad talking about their mom and you talking about what they gonna see when they get older, they gonna see their dad fully in love with them and wanting to be in their lives and wanting to have the best for them, and then turn around and be like, well, why did dad feel this way? Let's go see what all the hype is about, why dad said this about mom. And then they're gonna find out, oh, here's your life. Let's unpack this real quick. First and foremost, sex tape aside, Kim. Let's go to the sex tape last. Sex tape aside, your kids will have to see the countless seasons of the Kardashians and see how their family operated in the reality TV space. That's one. They're going to ask themselves, what did you guys actually do? Or maybe they won't ask that question because you have them growing up in it already to make it normalized to think that being on reality TV and putting yourself out there and scripting certain things to make your family look a certain type of way, and then involving yourself in multiple relationships and marriages and divorces with different entertainers, ball players, and etc. Yeah, great influence. Let them watch it. Yeah, that's not going to damage them at all. It's not going to make them be a certain type of way. It's not going to traumatize them. All right, cool. Let's just say it won't. Let's how about this? They will have to try to understand why their grandpa transitioned to a woman but kept his man parts and is also outspokenly against the same community that he is a part of. Aren't you trying to teach your kids acceptance? Aren't you trying to put them in a space where they can feel like they can be who they are? Then have to turn around and see they misshapen grandpa named Caitlyn Jenner, who went through this whole entire bullshit, who was named Woman of the Year, have the nerve to go against the trans community? They're going to be confused. That's not going to cause them any problems. They ain't going to cause them any trauma. Their grandpa is a part of that fucking right-wing bullshit that be coming from the motherfuckers who actually hate people like you, Kim, and your kids and what they do on the fucking internet. But hey, don't mention Caitlyn Jenner. Don't mention old Brucey. That's not gonna cause him any damage later on in life. Fuck what he's doing. That's his own world, right? That's all right, cool. It's not their dad, so it don't matter, right? All right, fuck it. Let's say that won't do nothing. How about this? They will never learn how to truly love themselves in a family full of plastic surgery and lip fillers to look more Instagrammable to the public. Imagine having kids grow up to see, and these are children that have already had the idea of what their family looks like. They're looking at ideas of what perfection is. They have been born to look like what you've looked like before you change your face and your body. And they are going to have to grow up and get coached by y'all on what they need to do to change their looks, making it so that they feel ugly on the outside and not just the inside. What are you going to tell your daughter when she comes up to you and says, I feel ugly? I feel like a good parent would be like, you are not ugly. You're beautiful. What makes you think you're ugly? There's nothing ugly about you. You are gorgeous. You are the prettiest young girl I've ever seen in my life. Daddy loves you. Don't ever think that way. Nobody can take that from you. You think that's what they're going to say? Or you think they're going to be like, well, I have a doctor and we can go and get a consultation if you want to change your lips or your cheekbones or your nose or your eyebrows or your hips or your hands or your feet or your kneecaps or your butt or anything else that you feel like you need to change. We can go ahead and change that if you feel ugly. Which side you going to take? Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not satisfied with how you look already, you'll never be satisfied. Hence why these motherfuckers continue to get work done. You'll never be satisfied. You'll never feel beautiful. You'll never see genuine beauty in anyone else because you cannot see it in yourself. Let's talk about damage. That's not a problem, Kim? All right, well, fuck it. I guess we'll go to the obvious. Let's go to the sex tape then. Fuck it. They're going to have to go to the sex tape at some point in life. They're going to have to see it, or it's going to be brought up and they're going to have to understand what it was. They're going to realize that, A, this is what sparked their existence. Without the sex tape, there is no Kanye or Kim. And there is no children. There's no north. There's no west. There's no south. There's no east. There's none of that. Because of Ray J dicking down Kim Kardashian and them making a deal with Vivid Videos, your existence is here. Young West Kardashians. They're going to have to learn that. Secondly, they're going to have to also learn that their sweet grandma oh, I bet they just love their granny, don't they? Oh, Grandma Chris. They gonna have to find out that they grandma orchestrated the entire shit. They gonna have to realize they grandma pimped out her own daughter. And then once that worked, she said, let's bring the rest of these little bitches in and we gonna go ahead and create this show, put our lives on Front Street and make even more millions. Now, let me tell you something. Kris Jenner is a hell of a businesswoman. All right? You can't take that away from her. She may have pimped her kids. She may have orchestrated a sex tape for her own daughter to get smashed out by a nigga named Ray J, but she is a hell of a businesswoman and you cannot take that away from her. She has created billionaires out of her children. Well, I guess we can talk about Kanye, but it's like clearly Kanye deals with mental health issues. So to say that the guy that is clearly dealing with mental health issues is going to be far more damaging, or whatever he's done or said is going to be far more damaging to your children than your own sex tape, I think you need to actually reevaluate that, because I'm sure you hate talking about it. You hate running. You have to run from that shit. Your kids have to run. You don't understand. You constantly get pissed about a sex tape that you agreed to release to the public so that you can get a bag for it. And not only that, you knew that was the purpose. You tried to flip it so that you can have a squeaky clean type of fucking image after being shown getting back shotted out by Mr. One Wish. You knew what that tape was for. Matter of fact, let's take this to Ryan Davis. Shout out to Ryan Davis. I want y'all to see what Ryan said, because his breakdowns, first of all, Ryan's breakdowns are 10 out of 10 every single time. You talk about a person that makes sure they get the point across with examples and all. Listen to what Ryan said here.
Completely lost her mind. Kim Kardashian has lost her mind. Completely lost her mind. If she wants me to believe this.
All of his shenanigans, I don't even know what the to call it.
Rhetoric.
Gotta
is
block
gonna
this
be
out.
far more damaging
Fuck they show.
to the kids one day than my tape will ever be.
Are the things that Kanye West did and said going to embarrass his children someday? Absolutely. But you want to know how embarrassing what their mom did was? I can't even say it because it will get my video flagged. The way I'm going to be able to talk about what their father did, and the way that I'm going to have to move around to talk about what their mother did, is a clear sign that one is worse than the other. And I know some people are going to be like, you know, oh man, all of our parents have done the do with somebody. Shoot, they might have even recorded it. She can't help that a video of her and her boyfriend got leaked, and her calling it a tape and you having that opinion, it's being so disingenuous about what this was. If you do not remember, Paris Hilton's career skyrocketed after her video leaked or whatever, right? And one of her friends, her closet organizer, Kim K, decided to do the same because of the envy of the fame, wanted to be famous. And not only is it bad that your mother did this, but your grandmother brokered the deal. That is traumatic for a child. Are you insane? Are you insane? You can go, hey, my father said some wild stuff. Somebody was like, man, your dad said this. Yeah, he was wild. You know, mental health issues. Your mother has no excuse. Nothing. There's no... All right, let me paint this picture for you for the folks that say it was just a leak.
Listen up.
Damn, Ray J, let me hear you something, homie. When you jacking off to this, when you really just in your zone, go hard on them, homie.
That seemed like a leak to you?
Hey, first of all, I have never in my life, for the record, seen a sex tape or a porno start out with a nigga trying to make sure that other niggas was beating off to what he was doing. Ray J, it all makes sense why you got booty goons, but we are not here to talk about that. Let's keep going.
Did that not seem like it was made for public consumption? All right, then. I'm not crazy. Listen, it's very difficult for anybody to wrap their mind around your mother meat gobbling for the sake of becoming popular on camera and your grandmother brokering the deal. Like, What are you talking about? Imagine you being out with your friends, right? Y'all at a club, y'all vibing, and then the DJ decides to spin this one.
Making love to the money like a sex tape. I'm talking Kim K. I'm talking Ray J.
Tell me your night ain't ruined. Tell me your night is not ruined. They could play Your Father all night and the whole club is going up. It affects you everywhere. Every time you beef with somebody. You think they're going to bring up something your father said or what your mother did on camp? You think they're going to send you pictures of your father in a red hat, or they going to send pictures of your mother like this? What are you talking? You think one isn't clearly worse than the other?
Holy.
So disingenuous. Y'all are crazy.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Now, yeah, I don't know what more I could say after that. There's not much more I could say after that, but there is one thing I can play after that, because even though Kim said that on the Kardashians, even though she tried to paint Kanye as somebody who would bring her kids to a traumatic, damaging end, let's not forget that once upon a time on this same show, The Kardashians, Kim had a run-in already with her young child while they were playing Roblox. Do you guys remember that? Does anybody remember that? If you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. Kim, tell us what happened on Roblox with young Saint.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay though, it's not, on Roblox. Saint was on Roblox yesterday. And a thing popped up and he started laughing and I was like, Mommy, look, and it was a picture of my cry face. And it was a game that someone made of Roblox. And it said Kim's new sex tape. When you clicked on it, thank God he can't read yet. And it's like, over my dead body, is this shit gonna happen to me again? I just want it gone.
So right there, you just got it. Your kids are already at a young age dealing with some shit traumatic. And on top of that, they don't even know it's traumatic yet. Saint is going to grow up and he's going to see this episode of the Kardashians or see a clip from it and be like, holy shit, I had somebody play me like that? I actually saw something I wasn't supposed to see of my mom in a compromising position and and I laughed? Oh shit. He's going to sit there and watch his mom crying because she feels embarrassed about a sex tape that she pre-planned and sold for the bag so that he can be and she can be and all these other people can be born and have families. Yo, good luck, Kim. Good luck with that. I don't know what narrative you're trying to spin, but good fucking luck with that. Good luck. I don't know if anybody's gonna fall for it. Doesn't look like anybody fell for it. Soon as that clip started going viral, motherfuckers was like, hold the fuck up. Let me intervene. I have an opinion on this one. Kim, you are wrong. Absolutely 100%. Man, look, that was some dumb shit to do. And on top of that, I think it's even more fucked up because you're doing all this now, but in the midst of all the shit that was happening when Kanye was online, when he was talking this shit, when he was doing all the antics and shenanigans and posting the fucking music video of cutting off claymation Pete Davidson's head, you wasn't saying none of this shit. Now that Kanye's been quiet, been in the background, not doing no interviews, not saying no stupid shit, not saying no crazy shit, not doing XYZ, not doing no shenanigans, now all of a sudden you promoting the show with opening up, trying to talk about how he about to damage y'all kids. Nah, you know what's damaging is when you put a 10-year-old in an Ice Spice outfit and have her do suggestive moves on TikTok because you think that shit is cute. But really it's because you're damaged, Kim. You're damaged. That tape damaged you. You want to know why it damaged you? It's not because you was getting smutted out on tape. It was because your mom actually accepted the fact that, hey, my daughter's getting her back blown out. Let's make some money off this shit. You think that's acceptable. And when you realize that it wasn't, it was too late. It's already ingrained in you. You already got that Kris Jenner hustle mentality. So what you did was put an orange curly wig on your daughter, dress her up as Ice Spice, and have her kick it with Ice Spice, and post TikToks dressed as her. Yeah, Kanye definitely is going to damage his kids a lot more, right? All right, yeah, I guess so. Now, moving along, we have Shannon Sharpe and Kwame Brown at war right now. War of words. Let's be very clear, war of words. Now, if you guys haven't seen what's going on, I'm gonna give you the little gist of everything that's happening. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but the conversation around LeBron retiring has got a lot of people talking. But the one thing that stuck out after the Lakers lost was Kwame's response to LeBron James losing and getting swept out the series. Kwame had a very strong opinion towards LeBron, and the number one LeBron lover, Shannon Sharpe, decided that he was going to take to Undisputed to viscerally go in on Kwame Brown. Now, before I play this, let me set this up. Gotta introduce this. So what y'all about to see is Shannon Sharpe explain to Skip that Kwame Brown has no place to talk, especially about the greats in the NBA, because Kwame Brown was not a great. He wished he was great. He only played with the greats. He only came as much as to give the greats a hug after a good game, but he's not a great. He's a bust. He is a bust. Look at my mouth. He's a bust. Watch this. Watch the spit. Watch the perspiration come from my mouth. He's a bust. Skip. He's a bust, Skip. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's exactly what he is. Look at his face. He's a busted. His face is busted.
I'm still don't know what's his end game here. You talking about what Kobe would have done? What would you have been done? What would you have done? You're the number one overall pick.
Yep.
I don't get it because LeBron was in a no-win situation. People say, LeBron,
what
why
up,
would
Jay?
you settle for a three? Why would you shoot a step back this? He drives the ball. Jamal Murray does a great job of tying him up. And even as he holds onto the ball, he's trying to get the shot up. Aaron Gordon blocks it. Now you're saying, well, he should have pulled up. It's easy to say what you should have done after the fact of knowing what has happened.
Yep.
And Skip, he said, you're supposed to be great? Really, Kwame, of all the people, he should never, ever question anybody's greatness. Because this is what we know. If there's a Mount Rushmore for busts in the NBA history, whether he's the first head, the second head, the third, or the fourth, he's on Mount Rushmore of bust NBA players. There's no question. And then he's going to question a guy that's, whether you say he's first, second, he's top five of the greatest players to ever play. I remember I heard him talk when Kobe started 81. He's talking about he's hitting damn good screens. Really? Dude, you the number one pick in the draft, and you talk about you setting screens.
Yep.
Talk about the games that you played. Talk about the game-winning shots you hit. Skip, look, I get it. Kobe and Mike was graceful. They were elegant. They were Baryshnikov.
Yep.
What the fuck did he
But
say?
it's just not true. They
Baryshnikov. There was Baryshnikov.
haven't hit more game-winning shots than LeBron. The numbers don't lie. You can just go look it up, Kwame. You have plenty of time. Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia. You got plenty of time. You ain't playing no hoops. You should still be in the NBA. But you want to take a shot because this is your thing, Skip. Look what he did. Everybody, he was trending. He got exactly what he wanted.
Okay.
He trended more for saying something because sometimes, Skip, the only success you can have is taking a bite out of somebody that's successful. He trended more for what he said about LeBron than anything he ever done in the NBA.
That's a fact.
Now, that's a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Bomba clock.
Now, whatever you're good at That's what you should be like trending for. Kwame Brown dropped 30 and 20. Kwame Brown had a triple-double. We can't pull up nothing where they said Kwame Brown ever had a great game. But he want to take a shot. And the nerds will look at the stat line. You ain't got to look at the stat line. Go watch the game. If you didn't think LeBron James played great in that game, sometimes you can play great, Skip, and still lose. Sometimes you can play.
Jordan scored 60-something and still lost. While we talking about the great, I'm just saying. We ain't going to have that conversation today, all right? I don't want no Michael Jordan versus LeBron niggas in the chat today. We not finna have that conversation. We can have that conversation another day. Matter of fact, we'll set that up on Zen's channel, Zen Master. If you want to set that debate, I know you've done that debate plenty of times. Or we could do it over here and you come over here and you can be a special guest so we can set it up. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to keep this on Kwame and Shannon.
Play bad.
I Skip.
Play bad and win. That's happened. But I don't get. I'm just trying to figure out what was Kwame hoping to accomplish. Because he jumped on there like he's like, oh, and LeBron James, you're supposed to be a superstar. You're supposed to be one of these all-time great. You're supposed to be? No. You were supposed to be an all-time great player. You were supposed to be a superstar. That was the supposed, not LeBron.
All right, Shannon. That's enough. Shannon. That's enough, Shannon. I ain't gonna let you sit here and berate my brother Kwame Brown like this, Shannon. Now, Kwame Brown must have been a bust, but Kwame Brown still was an upstanding gentleman in the NBA. Okay, Shannon? You should have mentioned that to Skip. You should have told Skip that he was an upstanding gentleman in the NBA and that he never had no problems in the NBA. That's what you should have told him, but you didn't tell Skip that. You told Skip that he was supposed to be on the Mount Rushmore of the bus. Now, Kwame Brown said, ha, I got you right where I want you, Skip. And this is what he had to say. Listen to what, before I play what Kwame said, let me read a couple of these comments. Shout out to Jeff. I seen him earlier in the chat. Shout out Jeff Brown. Lone Wolf said, put it this way. Shea was willing to fight an entire team for LeBron. Slurping it up. Yep, yes he was. Mo Cheek says, Kwame has more credentials to talk about basketball than Shannon Sharpe meat riding most ass. Greg Simmons says, how Kwame Brown get tough in his 40s while in the league he was soft and his body language was meager. Meager? Damn. He said that nigga was meager. Grits and Gravy said, KB is going to be roasting Shay the gay for months to come. Damn. Avenue P said, people forget Shannon was actually a successful athlete. Kwame has no place to talk about being great. Oh, okay. Okay, Zen Master says Shannon made it okay that Sterling got hurt. We all felt a huge loss when Sterling had to retire. That's true. That's actually true. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, now Kwame said we are not going to let this lisping lizard talk down on me like that. He had a couple words for Shannon Sharpe himself. Listen to this.
You want to invalidate a man's career because I said that LeBron James, and I'm a professional athlete, motherfucker, that made it to the highest level. You football playing dummy.
Oh.
How the fuck are you gonna invalidate my words when you sitting on a goddamn panel with a nigga that blamed his coach for not getting a scholarship?
Oh.
A Dracula-faced motherfucker that blamed his coach for why he didn't get a scholarship.
Yeesh.
You played football and you want to invalidate me because you want to protect this bullshit ass lie that LeBron James is the best player in the fucking world. You niggas want to attack anybody that say the goddamn truth. Don't nobody think LeBron James is the best player in the world, except little fanboys and statisticians. All you want to do is fill up the goddamn stats. Stats don't mean shit when it comes to the greatness.
Uh-oh.
But we can go there if you want.
Uh-oh.
A goddamn NBA player that's supposed to be so great that y'all ask for help for him every damn year. Help! Help! And the reason.
Do people really believe this though? Like, do people really feel like LeBron isn't one of the greatest players ever in the NBA? Do people actually believe that he's not? Like, they put him like at average or some shit? Like, I get, certain aspects, like when people talk about when people get signed certain places like Nike or Jordan and how these entities kind of set them up to be the greatest player alive. But you also have to put up the numbers too. Like, I thought that did actually matter. I thought actually putting up the numbers actually meant something. I don't know. I'm not trying to, diminish his position on this, but I thought that it actually did matter to get the numbers to go along with whatever accolades or whatever opportunities you got, because you can have a nigga that's signed to Nike and be complete ass, and then they gonna drop his ass. They gonna drop that nigga. You can't just force somebody to be great. They have to be great. That's all I'm saying.
The reason why you ask for help every damn year is because you know what I said is true. He does not have a signature go-to move that you can think of. I played MJ and Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, one-on-one. And these are documented facts. You go to the MCI Center, you can look at me playing Michael Jordan one-on-one, and I did really goddamn good if you go look at the tape.
Really?
Kobe Bryant played him one-on-one. And if you go look at the tape, I did really goddamn good until that boy started doing triple and double and triple and double moves. And that's how I know he liked that. That's how I know he was like that. See, when you play this sport, you don't just talk about it. You don't just admire people. I wasn't that guy. I want to see what you got. And these two gentlemen that I spoke of, they have everything in their arsenal that LeBron James does not have. They would have drove to a spot and rose up and shot the ball like the person wasn't even there.
Okay, now let me say this real quick before I continue. G Nation, that's a good point. But let me just say why that point, when it comes up, it doesn't validate or invalidate anything. G Nation says LeBron has had more top 75 NBA players as teammates in his career and only won 4 rings. Okay, now ask yourself, out of those top 75 NBA players, how many of those guys have rings? And how many rings do they have? Because we're making it seem like the guys that were at it with LeBron are so great that they are able to win championships by themselves without having people come to their teams. You know what I'm saying? Because in the same breath, if you're talking about people joining LeBron, let's talk about when people go and join other teams. Kevin Durant, they tried to be like, yeah, Kevin can't win over here, so he had to join the Warriors. But the Warriors had to be like, yeah, we want Kevin Durant because we want to win a championship. So they had somebody join the team. So it's like the argument of how many people or who played with who and all that other shit, it's like, ask yourself the same question about the same people that you're talking about joined up with LeBron. You know what I mean? I don't think it takes away from his greatness, is all I'm saying.
It's documented facts. Y'all want to bring up stats. How many times have LeBron scored this? How many times? I wasn't talking about how many times. I was talking about that fucking time.
Mike was not playing at a high level when he was on the Wizards. We are not going to start that lie. Mike was not playing at a high level when he was on the Wizards. LeBron today, at his age, is still playing at a high level. That's all I'm saying. Not taking away from Mike. Not taking away from Mike. He was still busting a little bit of ass, but he was not playing at a high level on the Wizards.
They just want to goddamn whine and cry about LeBron every 2 seconds. This is why everybody know that what y'all are saying is bullshit.
He said D-Wade had a champion. D-Wade was a champion before he came to Miami. Yes, because they acquired Shaquille O'Neal. And how many championships does Dwayne Wade have? And who did Dwayne Wade win those championships with? Did he have nobody on the team with him? Or did he have some heavy-hitting motherfuckers? That's all I'm saying. People joined the squad. Did nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't use that as an excuse. I need other reasons why, why LeBron isn't so-called one of the greatest players in the league. Avenue Peace, or wait, hold on. Yeah, Mike. He said said he took those bubs to the playoffs. I don't know. Avenue Peace said Kwame saying playing dudes one-on-one validates him. That's how you know he's sorry. Talk Champ said shit. Big Who, he said different time from old school. They went against each other, not want to play together and team up. I mean, I guess. But it is a team sport. Like Quick said, it's a team sport. And I thought the point was to try to build a great team to win. I think people forget that too. It's like y'all want teams to be handicapped just so they can have less of a chance. Like the point is to win a championship. And people like, oh, you're cheating if you get these people. It's like, no, this is how basketball works. This is how the business works. This is how these organizations work. There's money behind this shit. Billions of dollars. These niggas trying to win. They don't give a fuck about people caring about if niggas shouldn't have a superstar team and all this other shit. They want to win. And if I'm a coach or if I am a GM or if I'm an owner of a team, I'm going to try my best to get absolutely nothing but the best to play on my team so that we can win these championships and we get these fucking rings. That is what it's for. Bring in them ad dollars, bring in the revenue, bring in the crowd. This is a business. Now, it's one thing when you at a court at the YMCA or some shit and you don't want the best niggas that come in there hooping everybody every fucking week to be on the same team. Now, that's unfair. But when there's brand on the line and contracts and it's a whole entire league organization, well, got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. And yes, I think Pippen doesn't get enough credit for bailing out Michael. And I'm not. And before you try to come at me about some shit, please understand you got to be a realist in this situation. Michael Jordan, hands down, one of the greatest basketball players to ever play in the NBA, hands down, no debate, 100%. But just because he was great does not mean he was 100% all the time. He needed to have a great support system behind him, and Pippen bailed that man out a few times, especially in times where it mattered. I literally was just watching The Last Dance the other day in the gym, and they literally was talking about the game where Jordan didn't put up no, it wasn't The Last Dance. It was actually it was a conversation on a podcast I was watching before I watched The Last Dance, where they talked about the playoff game where Mike went 3 for, I forgot how much. Pippen had to come in and show up and show out. If that's not bailing him out, I don't know what is. We got to keep it real. And this is me just putting respect on Pippen's name. This is not to take away from Mike because, like I said, Mike is great. But you need that support system. Bron's been bailed out. Curry's been bailed out. Kawhi has been bailed. And when I say bail out, I mean having a great support system, because people do believe that it takes one player to win a fucking game, and it doesn't. It never has. You cannot put any of the greatest players alive on the court against a 5-man team and they come out a winner. That's all that is.
Because it's my fucking opinion. You guys did a take over a man's opinion that y'all call a bust. And then you had to take away from that man, invalidate a whole man. Because I said LeBron didn't get to a spot, and I said,
yeah, no, it wasn't the playoffs. It wasn't the playoffs. I had to correct myself because I was thinking about The Last Dance and watching the playoffs with Jordan and Pippen and how they jailed on that. But it was a podcast talking about a specific game where Jordan went flat and Pippen had to come through and help him out. And that was only in the conversation of Pippen getting more recognition for being a really good basketball player and not getting the love that he necessarily deserves, being one of the greats. That's all that is. And not like, and I'm not saying like one of the greats as in top 70, but Pippen needs to be shown more respect, especially when you have these teams. Like, you don't just talk about Curry when the Warriors win a championship. You don't just talk about LeBron when the Lakers win a championship, or when the Cavs won a championship. Well, kind of when the Cavs won a championship, but still, you know what I mean.
Jokic, or however you say his name, can play till he's 50 because he uses a skill set that don't require much energy. I said he does little floaters. I said, where is LeBron's little floater? He doesn't have one. Where is his go-to move when it's game time? He doesn't have one.
LeBron does have a go-to move. LeBron has won plenty of games doing the same jump shot that he does a lot. Also, a floater. Does LeBron, who is what? LeBron's what, 6'7", 6'8", some shit like that? The fuck does he need a floater for? I'll dunk on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. What the fuck I need a floater for, my guy? But I get where he's coming from. He's nitpicking like everybody else does, because it's all subjective at the end of the day. Our opinions and critiques on sports all comes from not just, us seeing it for ourselves, but just being observers and going through life, seeing different facets and different eras of basketball. That's where your opinion is going to come from. Not everybody's going to agree that Michael was the best player alive. Not everybody's going to agree LeBron was the best player alive. Not everybody's going to agree on the Mount Rushmore or the top 50 players of all time, because everybody feels like there is somebody in the league that was greater than the next. Even the guys that don't get mentioned. Even the guys that don't get mentioned the way that they should. You know what I'm saying? The honorable mention motherfuckers who actually did very well as in their career, but don't get mentioned that much because of the star players. You know what I'm saying? So this is my argument when it comes to showing Scottie more love. It's not even about the new era of how people feel about Michael Jordan. It's just the simple fact that, some people feel like certain people were overshadowed, and people can't act like Scottie Pippen wasn't a good player. He played his role, and he played his role very, very fucking well. And he was very instrumental in the Bulls winning games and winning championships. We got to give that man his respect, man. Regardless of how you feel, you can be the biggest Jordan fan in the world. Still doesn't take away from, the career that Scottie had. Shout out to Scottie Pippen. Now, I wanted to play this other shit that Kwame said, but I got to move forward. I have to move forward. This is some shit we have to talk about, because I am amazed at the new findings of this whole Derrick Jackson situation. So if y'all don't know who Derrick Jackson is, he was a relationship guru who did so much for women's self-esteem, and he was just a great inspiration and role model, and somebody to look after, to seek guidance in how to move as a man in a relationship, a woman, all that other shit. So he was doing that. He was basically putting on the best acting job that he could put on for the internet, because that's what people do. They like to act on here. I don't like to act. I'll just say what's on my mind and move the fuck forward. I don't want to put on no act. I don't want to put on no front. I'm not finna say some shit I don't mean just for some clicks and some likes. It just doesn't work well, because when shit hits the fan, that's when people see who you really are. And it's worse when you are pretending to be something you're not, and people see that you are the opposite of what you've been preaching. You are going to forever have the stamp of a hypocrite ass nigga for the rest of your life. Now, a lot of these niggas get in a position where they make a lot of money, they get some notoriety, You know what I'm saying? And they start to think different. They start to think that certain things can happen because of who they are or what they have. They start to think that it's a way that people look at them that'll stop them from putting them on blast. Well, let me just say, Derek Jackson's ex-wife, the one that he was cheating on and had to do that video with, where she was wearing a bonnet and made it look even worse and the whole situation worse, and it just was a whole bunch of bullshit. They ended up getting divorced or whatever. Now, like I assumed would happen, is that his ex-wife was taking the time to sit back, grieve, and be sad about it, be depressed about it, cry about it. And then once she stopped crying and started getting a little bit of confidence back, that's when she started answering them emails. She started answering them emails. They was like, hey, excuse me, we would like to ask you about your relationship with a Mr. Derek Jackson. Can we do that? Is that possible? And she said, you know what? I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to discuss. So now she found her way on a platform to speak on her and Derek Jackson's relationship. And this is how it turned out. Here's the first part of it. Listen, this is her explaining. She said when she asked him to claim her online and to, you know, show the world that that's his woman, this was his response to her.
But
now this goes along with what I was saying about how niggas get notoriety, how they get some money, and how they try to act different. This is what he did in his relationship with the woman that he's married to.
it was not this, you know, how we see most people like, oh, this is my wife.
Yeah.
You know,
You ain't gonna see no Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade type of stuff,
right,
or Sierra and Russell.
Right.
You know.
Right. And then when I started asking for that, it was like, you gonna make the block hot? And I'm like, I don't care if I make the block hot. I'm your wife. And
He's gonna make the block hot.
So
what did that mean to you? What do you mean by that? When you say you're gonna make the block hot?
well, by the time I was really like forceful, like, hey, you need to take a stand for who you're. If you're saying you want me, you need to take a stand. I need to see this translated.
Yeah. Oh my.
And it was like, well, you know, it's like, okay, I'm just coming off of this, gonna make the block hot. You know, like I had to let go of these people and they're gonna be upset. And I'm like, I don't care.
Let go what people? What are you talking about?
The women.
He didn't tell you that. He didn't tell you that if you come out and share, if he comes out and share that y'all are married, that he would have to let go of women.
No, he was saying that he had to let go of these women, right, behind the scenes. I'm gonna make the block hot, or he's gonna make the block hot, or I'm gonna make the block hot for him posting me after he's let go of these women because their feelings are gonna be hurt, right?
Are you talking about women that you knew about prior to the marriage? Prior
to the marriage, in the marriage. Okay, so when I was very forceful about it,
yes,
when I was very forceful about it, we had. This is, you know, like 2 years ago, you know, so we already in the marriage.
That's insane. There's more though.
There's more. Engaging.
There's more. This is her talking about them being together and at a point where he was like, you know what? I got to take advantage of this situation. My wife sees that I'm getting famous and I'm getting money. I'm taking care of shit. Let me see how far I can push this because it doesn't seem like she's going anywhere. It doesn't seem like she has a backbone. Let me see how far I can stretch this motherfucker. Listen to this.
We were still engaging sexually, even though we were off, right? And so it was in this time where there was a lineup of us. We was passing each other on the stairway in and out.
No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all was not passing
You think this is a game.
You were not passing each other on the stairway. No, y'all was.
We were passing each other on the stairway. Like, this is my shift from this time to this time. So, you know, I was a willing participant in that. And this is, like, I can laugh about it now, but it's really sad, you know, to, like, what space do you have to be in to accept that? And so I dealt with it already, so I can laugh about it now, and it's funny.
That's what healing looks like. Healing,
right?
You look back at your old self and laugh.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, no, seriously. It was, you know, I'm coming over at this time. I know such and such is going to be rolling through about, you know, an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
And sometimes we went a little bit longer. So literally passing each other on the stairs. Like,
ladies, if there's any women in the chat, I see you, Aries. Let me see who else. If there's any other women in the chat, answer this question. Would you allow, regardless of how much money somebody has, no matter how famous somebody is, no matter how many big blogs is picking up they shit, would you be the type to deal with the fact that you got to come through? This is your husband. You got to make dick appointments with your husband because he got other appointments with other hoes. And so much so, you got to pass these bitches on the stairway while they walk upstairs to go finish your man off. Shit. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey. Now, imagine this happening, right? You try to do all this shit. You even went as much as to plead with him after finding out that he was cheating, all this shit. Let me fix this. I will put it behind me. We can move forward and just try to work this out and be together. Only for this person to divorce you through text. Not just through text, but while they were in the same house.
He sent you a text message. You told me he sent the text message to you saying he wanted a divorce. When was that?
that was September 29th, 2022.
And where were you when you received that text message?
We were both at home. He was upstairs. I was downstairs on the couch. I had just actually come back from, I did a freedom group where you basically, you're going through freedom with all these people. You're talking about stuff with a group of women and stuff like that, confidentiality. We're talking about forgiveness. And I was like, I'm going to go home. I'm going to say, I forgive him for anything that I've been holding on to or has been coming out of me. And I did that. I said, I forgive you. Anything like that I have been doing that has shown unforgiveness, I forgive you for that. And the next words out of his mouth was, or via text, should I say, was, I was done with us in this marriage after I said that. And I was like, okay, Lord, this is what forgiveness gives you.
No. Let's keep it real. You were in this relationship because you realized it would be lucrative to be financially stable. And on top of that, I mean, anybody would be lying to say that they wouldn't want or that they didn't like the fact that their significant other is quite popular to the masses in a certain way. So your intentions are pretty clear. You had to coach yourself before you talk to him and say, hey, I'm just going to say I forgive him, because she probably felt like it was already over anyway. Like, he's going to get rid of me. He's going to find somebody else and they're going to get to reap the fruits of his labors. I don't want that. I want to continue to be comfortable financially and comfortable in my situation and live in the spot that we have. I need to try to do what I can to try to make this last. Now, some guys don't always have to be pieces of shit. Some guys actually realize this shit. But see, some guys don't know how to just be upfront and say, look, motherfucker, when I got with you, I could tell what you were here for. I don't really love you like you think I do, or like you think you, or how you think you love me. I don't think you love me like that. This was something that was just this, and we got to move forward. Some guys don't know how to do that. Some guys just kind of treat you accordingly because, of course, you didn't come right out and say you were with him for the money or notoriety. You're with him in the eyes of God. You're with him because you wanted a man that treated you right. Meanwhile, somebody was treating you wrong and you were trying to stay in that. Shows me more about both of y'all than anything. Think about this. The man was having different women come through the house and you were accepting it. You were walking past different chicks on the stairs who was getting ready to go fuck this nigga, and you was cool with it because you wanted to stay in it. That doesn't sound like somebody who wanted to be treated right or was accepting of their situation. You were forcing yourself to be a part of something because you wanted to keep the benefits of it. And I'm sure somebody like a Derek Jackson, who isn't a dumb guy, realized who he was dealing with and treated it accordingly. But at the same time, it doesn't make what he did any better. That just means he's not upfront. He's not truthful about himself. He's a hypocrite. Because on the other end, you can't be out here giving all this relationship advice and then be the nigga that's doing the shit that you despise of or said you despise. You just a hypocrite nigga. You don't live by any of this shit that you talking about, because everything that you said was wrong, you was doing to your wife. A lot of these motherfuckers they don't be who they say they are. It's one thing to try to encourage other people and to give motivation to other individuals on this internet space, but also keeping it real, letting people know that you are flawed as well, that you make mistakes as well, that you fuck up sometimes too. But to act like you are the perfect human being, or to act like you do no wrong, or to try to chastise other people for the things they do wrong and turn around and do the same exact shit, you can never be trusted. You can never be looked at the same. Both y'all niggas dumb as hell. In the choice sense. In the choices you make, in that sense. Because you can tell y'all the type of people that make choices out of just the benefit of yourself and not the benefit of your mental health and the benefit of the longevity down the road in your life. I don't know. Very weird. Very, very weird. But nonetheless, I don't listen to those relationship guru ass niggas. They do nothing for me. You should never actually, to be honest, if you're ever going to listen to anybody on this space talk about relationships, listen to somebody who is talking from real experiences, who isn't trying to come down on you for the choices or the mistakes you made, for somebody who isn't trying to demonize somebody for human behavior, who can be open and honest about themselves first and foremost before they start getting on to anybody else. Those are people, like, those are the type of traits you look in for for the people you want to listen to on these spaces out here on the internet. Especially when it comes to these relationship shits. And don't just take people's word for shit. Realize that it's subjective and realize it comes from a place of personal opinion and personal experience. You have to go through it yourself. You got to go through these relationships yourself. You have to learn these individuals yourself. To think that you can tackle a relationship or go into a relationship with the mindset of already having these things in motion, to think one way or to think that somebody's supposed to be a certain way when you haven't even tried to learn the person as an individual or as a human being, you're going to fail every single time. As we grow, as we get older, we continue to learn and we continue to grow. We continue to build experience, build knowledge. We continue to change. We continue to learn and teach as we should. It's supposed to be a cycle of things, a cycle of knowledge every single time. Once you learn how to do better, you teach people how to do better so that they don't go down a long road of not knowing how to maneuver or how to move around or how to do shit. When you give people relationship advice, don't try to tell nobody what they need to do. Give them advice on their situation and then let them figure that shit out for themselves. Most importantly, always try to tell people to get to know somebody and grow with somebody. Learn and grow. That's the phrase of the day. Learn and grow. How about that? Learn and fucking grow. GMS fam, the green room. It's been a dope show. I gotta go. But later tonight, 8 p.m., 3G's podcast will be live. Make sure you pull up, man. 8 p.m. Central Time. Shout out to my guy AP. Shout out Pac G. Shout out Binky. we will be live. So make sure you pull up to that. I want to see every single person in here right now in the live over at 3G's tonight, 8 p.m. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit the comment section after the live is over. Let's go. Shout out your city too. Shout out your city. Soda is definitely in the building. Hey. I see y'all. GMS fam is in the building. Minnesota's in the house. Sacramento's in the house. West Palm Beach is in the house. Forest City, Arkansas is in the house. Shout out my Green Mine State family. Shout out my Minnesota family. I see you, King Lukey. He said, where the barbecue at? The barbecue actually is going to be on Memorial Day at my granny house. I know it's going to be some shit there, man. I'm hungry already thinking about the motherfucker. Golly. Damn, thanks a lot, Soda Slim. Now I'm hungry. Now I want some barbecue. Now I got to wait till fucking goddamn Monday, man. Gotta wait till Monday. Are you kidding me? Mississippi's in the building. I see you, Robert Thomas. Appreciate you, bro. Watts is in the building. My brother, Quick. Shout out to you, man. GMS fam, the green room once again. Quick little PSA. Quick little PSA. I am trying to grow this space. I am trying to build this space even more. I'm trying to up production. So I am calling out to my GMS fam, man. If you want to support the show and help us up production and get some new cameras in here, some new things to move around, just to try to up new microphones, whatever the case may be, to help improve this show, improve this channel, you can always, at any time in life, support by donating to the GMS show, that Cash App you see to the right of you. I would most appreciate it. We're going to keep going up regardless. But I had to put that PSA out there for my GMS fam, so I appreciate anybody who would, and anybody that just continues to support this channel every single week. I thank you. I appreciate you. We're going to continue to elevate. We're going to continue to grow, and we're going to continue to talk that shit and smoke that motherfucking weed. We out, baby. GMS fam. One love.